Hi YouTube, it is Angela and I am coming to you, let's see, 5 months into my pre-op diet for my bariatric surgery. I'm sorry that I haven't been on lately. It's been tough because I am a pre-nursing student and I've been finishing up prerequisites, and plus I have a son who's 20 months old, so it's been a little busy. Plus I have a husband, a house, and so on and so forth. So it's just been complicated and hard to get on, and in fact it's been so long that I forgot how to use my webcam. But I'm back because I really haven't gone on to say anything, really, because I've been in the middle of a big dilemma for myself. And it's not whether or not I'll have bariatric surgery. That's one of my big priorities right now. And that, yes, I'm going to have surgery. Sorry, my son's in the background, so I'm going to hurry. But I've really been trying to debate whether I'm going to do gastric bypass or vertical sleeve gastrectomy. At first, it wasn't a consideration at all because vertical sleeve gastrectomy was not covered by my insurance. It was considered experimental. But then in July, it's September now, in July it was approved by my insurance as a viable option. So it changed categories mid-year. And so I had initially really thought I really wanted to do vertical sleeve gastrectomy, and it's not off the table. In fact, up until about a week ago, I was like, I am going to do vertical sleeve gastrectomy, period. But in the last week, I've kind of wavered and kind of gone back to the idea of gastric bypass. And the reason is I've felt more of an urgency to have the ability to truly get down to my goal weight, which, whether or not I would really get there or not, yes, it's up for debate with even gastric bypass. But I mean, really, in my heart of hearts, I want to get down to 150 pounds, and I want to be healthy. And in looking at all the research, vertical sleeve has some comparable results after 2 years to gastric bypass. They tend to lose 60 to 70% of excess weight versus 80 to 90% for gastric bypass. It's 10 pounds when it comes right down to it for me. But, I was going through the whole, well, I'm not going to have to deal with dumping, and I'm not going to have to worry so much about, taking Advil 2 or 3 years down the road, or, just some of the restrictions that you have if you have gastric bypass, plus additional complications that you could possibly have with the intestinal bypass, such as nutritional deficiencies and so forth. But, so there was, this big flag that I had in my head of don't do gastric bypass, do vertical sleeve. But then something switched in the last week, and I'm not sure exactly what it was, except for the fact that I started doing a lot of research on polycystic ovarian syndrome and bariatric surgery, and how there's a lot of success for polycystic ovarian syndrome patients who have gastric bypass. It's actually pretty incredible, the success that they have. Now, there's not complete resolution in 100% of patients of all of their symptoms, but it's really phenomenal, actually, that it's a viable option to help deal with polycystic ovarian syndrome. And because I have PCOS, and because I have 2 other basically metabolic or hormonal problems, adult onset congenital adrenal hyperplasia, and pituitary tumors, which the pituitary tumors are pretty much kind of in check. We haven't had any prolactin in my blood for a while beyond what's normal, and so they seem to be in check. But the fact that I've had a pituitary tumor at all says that there's something dysfunctioning in my pituitary. So weighing all that with whether I should have gastric bypass or vertical sleeve, it's still up in the air for me. I am actually meeting tomorrow morning with a friend of mine named Ruth, who had gastric bypass several years ago. I think it's 4 or 5 years ago now. I'm not exactly sure. I'm going to ask her tomorrow. And she has a very similar background. And she had actually more weight to lose than I do. But she lost all her weight. She got down to like 135 pounds. Similar height. Just a few years younger than me. And actually, she just had a baby after going through gastric bypass, being very, very successful. Then she actually got pregnant again. This is her second child. Had a very successful pregnancy and had a very healthy baby girl. And so I'm very curious to hear how things are for her, 5 years down the road after going through the entire surgery, which she had the surgery at the same place that I'm going to be having surgery at. Any complications that she had, how she feels about her lifestyle now, how she deals with having this new lifestyle and being post-surgery. So I'm really trying to, I'm kind of anal when it comes to wanting to know what I'm going to do and walk in that doctor's office and say, this is what we're going to do. I think it's healthy for me to do that way. I want to be sure of myself, of what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. And when it comes down to meeting with my meeting with my surgeon, it's kind of late. I'm going to know. I just need to get there. So I have a month. My last medical weight loss class is October. It's about 3 weeks from now. And then my doctor's appointment is with my doctor the day after that. And we'll be doing all the follow-up, and she'll be filling out all the paperwork and sending it in. So, and then I can get my date with my surgeon, and we can get a surgery date. So I'm getting there. I'm close. As far as weight loss, with my medical weight loss class, it's been kind of up and down. Actually, it's been going down for the most part, but not fast. And it never is when you have polycystic ovarian syndrome and when you're 41, which is what I am, and having had a baby. Everything just kind of stalled on me. It was always slow, but now it's like, snail crawl. So I'm only down to 283 officially at my doctor's office. Excuse me. I wanted to be lower than that. I wanted to be like in the 270s. 277 was kind of like in my head. But it may not happen. And I'm not really freaking out about it. At first I was, because I was really thinking I had to get down 10%. But that's not the case with my insurance. We just have to make the case of medical necessity. So basically BMI. My doctor did go ahead and consider me hypertensive, even though technically I'm not. I'm pre-hypertensive. But she wanted to put down a comorbidity because I really didn't have any. I have a little reflux, but, nothing that isn't normal for a lot of people my age, whether they're heavy or not. So, spicy foods. But, and incontinence a little bit, which is embarrassing to even say. But when he had a baby just recently, that's normal too. So she really wanted to put down a comorbidity to make sure that, you know, all the I's were dotted and the T's were crossed, and, you know, my insurance would say, hey, she's a good candidate. I do have now bursitis in my hip, at least unofficially I have bursitis in my hip, and that will also help in making the case. I have to have an MRI sometime really soon and then have that treated because I've been in a lot of pain and I haven't been able to work out, which is also why I haven't been able to lose as much weight. So anyway, that's my update. I'm going to try to update more often again. I apologize to all of you who have been sending me really sweet messages, and I appreciate that. I'm on the journey, and we're getting there, but none in the big part yet, just still in the pre-surgery stages. So I will talk to you next time when I have a better idea of exactly what I'm doing, and hopefully by the time I am on again, I will have finished my medical weight loss class and at least have a clue of what I really want to do. So anyway, this is my third installment, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.